Be sure to prepare the pose of the character in T-pose. Non-perpendicular arms and legs or bent poses are not allowed. This rigging set consists of a total of 15 skeletons. The body of the character corresponding to each of the skeletons must be separated into layers. However, there may be exceptions when creating bones using the puppet tool. If the character is pointing to the left, flip it to the right. If the foot object has a direction, flip it to the right. Forearm and arm must have the same length. Also, the length of thigh and calf must be the same. In order to synchronize with the expressions in the pre-made animation, you need to prepare at least 10 facial expressions in advance. In addition, to complete the lip sync, you need to prepare 10 mouth-shaped frames. It is recommended to set up the Duke script before starting. Any version is acceptable if it is a Duke Basil. This project consists of 12 preset characters and 1 empty rigging set. All were set up in the same way using Duke. I will use the rigging set user.aep file to demonstrate this tutorial. Setup FK Composition governs the character's settings. Here you can insert your design and complete the character rigging. Import the character's AI file with the Retain Size option. Open the composition of the imported file and copy the body part layers, and paste them onto the Setup IK vector layer. Timeline cursor must be set to 0 position. Adjust the opacity of the inserted body part layers to make the overlapping of shapes visible. First, select all the bodies and move them to fit the hip bone. The hip anchor point should be the midpoint of both thigh shapes anchor. Then, move each of the bones to fit the character. The calf bone is automatically centered on the thigh and foot bone. Likewise, the forearm bone is aligned with the center of the arm and hand bone. The Pre-Position 2 preset hand is module linked with pre-made animation. The animation IK composition can call hand gestures and props. Delete the 2 hands you imported and activate the 2 preset hands. Adjust color setting and size. If the hand shape provided does not match your character design, you will need to fill it with your design according to the configuration requirement. Preset face composition can place 15 specified facial expressions and 10 lip-sync mouth. And the animation IK composition can call 15 expressions and lip-sync animation. Check out the facial expression guide text on the top left, and place the facial expressions you have prepared. At least 10 facial expressions must be filled here to ensure that the facial expressions work properly in the pre-made animation. Mouth rig has 26 pre-made mouth shapes. With this module, you can fill mouth shape with 15 expressions or 10 lip sync frames. If it doesn't match your design, you can delete it. If you need more detailed advice on creating facial expressions, please refer to the 12 preset character AP files. Move and place the work preset face composition. Check the layer order of the body parts. Parent the rig structures to each body shape layer. If you have set the layer name in advance, this can be done easily. The torso shape must consist of 2 bones. Use the puppet tool to create pins. Then switch to legacy mode and add stretch pins to avoid distortion in the shape. Create the generated pins as bones, and parents the hip and spine structures to these bones. You can apply the puppet tool to your arms or legs in the same way. If there is a bone assigned to the neck, its parent must be the spine, not the head. This option is to set the IK leg vector adjustment value according to the height of the leg. When you perform this process, the position of the ground where the character is standing is fixed, allowing you to perform the leg IK animation. First, set the guideline to tiptoe, then check on max squat IK. Adjust the IK leg vector and match the character's toe to the guideline. Be sure to uncheck max squat IK after adjustment. The character rigging settings are now over. Open the composition sorted by group in the preset animation folder and check the pre-made animations rigged with your character. If you have an action you want to use, copy that layer and paste it into your task compositon. Animation IK Compositon has controllers that can control the character. These are the structures and channels composed of Duke Basil 2, and the method of use is the same. With these controllers you can create your own animations, or modify existing animations. The description of each controls and channels are accompanied by controller diagram JPG file to find out. Setup FK is for character setup, and Animation IK is for animation. And these two compositions are closely linked to each other. The text at the bottom left of each composition is the name of the link compositon. If you want to change the link, you need to enter the comp name to change. One Setup FK cannot be linked with more than one Animation IK. The two compositions must have the same composition setting.